Hi, this is Julia, and in this Yin Yoga video, we are going to be focusing on Yin poses that target the spine in different ranges of motion within the spine, really just to get into those deep connective tissues and really take good care of our spine. And so if you are ready to get started, we're actually going to start standing. We're going to start with really the only standing pose that we ever do in Yin flows, which is called a dangling pose, a little forward fold. However, to start out, we are going to set our breath, and so I will invite you to bring your hands at heart center, or maybe bring your hands down beside you and just begin to take a few deep breaths. It might be helpful to try visualizing your breath on the inhale, traveling up from the base of the spine all the way out the top of the head. And then exhale, send that breath all the way back down the spine. Visualizing your spine as the central channel of energy for the body. Maybe notice if you're holding any tension. See if you can soften the shoulders, maybe soften the jaw. Taking those nice deep breaths, allowing yourself to really begin to settle in. And as you're ready, taking a nice deep inhale, perhaps lifting your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at your hips, bending deeply into the knees, almost creating a shelf for your upper body. Your hands don't have to come all the way down to the floor. If they do, that's fine. If not, you can always hold on to opposite elbows here. And we'll stand here for about 2 minutes. Just taking our time to really relax into this forward folded position, into this dangling pose. Maybe just notice if you feel a little bit of release in the spine and the back. Knowing at any point if this becomes too intense in the legs, you can come back down to your mat and take a forward fold, seated or even a child's pose. As you're ready, rooting into your feet, begin to slowly inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, coming up through center. Option here to take a squat pose, bringing your feet out a little bit wider here and bending deep into a squat, also known as a yogi squat. If you have yoga blocks handy for your practice, or any sturdy book will do. Also, you can kind of set a block here and almost just sit on this block, kind of opening your hips here. Still noticing length in the spine. As you're ready from that squat position, maybe place your hands on the floor in front of you, gently lifting the hips. We're going to come down onto the mat in a seated position with our legs out long, coming into caterpillar pose. And now feel free here to keep a nice bend in the knees. You don't have to keep your legs straight unless you want to. Definitely listen to your body. Don't want your back to be hurting. Don't want your legs to be hurting. So we want to be nice and comfortable and having just that right edge of sensation for our yin poses. So maybe finding how you want to situate your legs, and when you're ready, begin to fold forward over the legs for caterpillar pose. And here, maybe just soften the shoulders. Your hands do not have to reach your toes. Your toes can be relaxed. Your feet can be relaxed. You can have a nice bend here in the knees. Really just focusing on that spine, targeting that spine. Really resting here for about 3 minutes in this caterpillar pose. Maybe even bringing your hands underneath the legs, holding the elbows, kind of hugging that chest in towards the thighs. Feel free also, if you happen to have a yoga bolster at home or a big pillow or folded quilt, you could always lay that on top of your legs and then rest your chest on that to create some extra space. And know that at any point, if you find your body is going past your edge of sensation and you're feeling any sharp pains, feel free to come out of the pose and take any other pose that is comfortable to you. Taking nice deep breath in. Go ahead and gently begin to roll your upper body back through center. We're going to make our way down to our backs, nice and gentle. Maybe lay the legs out long, or even feel free to bend at the knees and bring the feet up into a constructive rest pose. We'll rebound for a moment, for just about a minute here, feeling the effects on the spine from our last two postures. Notice any sensations that arise. Simply allow sensation to be present, not judging it as good or bad. Simply noticing. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, maybe gently hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And then maybe begin rocking back and forth on the spine until you can rock and roll yourself up. We'll come onto our hands and knees here. Maybe taking a couple rounds of cat and cow, very gentle and soft here, just to get a little more movement in the spine. So as we're moving through cat and cow, we are inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back, draw the navel to the spine. Then maybe kind of barrel roll through with the hips. And making this circular motion here, and then go the other direction. Nice and gentle movement in the spine. And then as you're ready, we're going to lower down onto the belly, coming onto the forearms, into a Sphinx pose. For here, you can, if your back feels more comfortable, bring your legs out a little bit wider apart here. We're going to be here in this Sphinx pose for about 3 minutes. So you can stay here with your gaze at neutral, softening the shoulders. Or if you like, you could make fists with your hands, stack your fists and rest your forehead on top there. Or if you have yoga blocks with you, feel free to place a block or a sturdy book right in front of you here and bring the forehead down onto that. If you prefer, whatever feels best today for you on your back and in your body, I invite you to follow your body's cues, tuning into its wisdom as far as knowing your edge of sensation. Knowing at any time, if you need to come out of this pose, you can simply lower yourself all the way down to the mat on your belly and rest. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, we're going to lower down onto our belly. Maybe make a little pillow for your head here with your hands. Just rest your forehead down. Taking some nice deep breaths. Maybe notice any sensation in the spine, in the back. Simply noticing your breath as it travels up and down your spine, central channel of energy. As you're ready here, maybe gently pressing yourself up through a tabletop position, maybe shifting back into a child's pose just for a brief moment. And shifting back up to that tabletop position, maybe swing your legs out to the side, bring your bottom down to the mat. We're going to come down onto our back. Our next yin posture is called banana pose. So, as that might imply, we are going to make a banana shape with our body here. Let's go ahead and settle in, laying down. Now you can bring both your arms up overhead and kind of interlace your fingers, or you can bring your hands to the elbows. I personally like to do my hands holding the elbows here, but find what's most comfortable to you. So taking a nice deep breath in, just move your head and your shoulders and arms, keeping both shoulder blades on the mat. Move them over to the right, and then bring your feet over to the right. So your shoulder blades and your sits bones are still on the mat here. You're just moving the upper body and then the legs. So if you like, you can also cross that left leg over the right here. So we're going to rest here for about 3 minutes. And at any point, if your hands start to fall or your arms start to fall asleep, simply bring your hands down and rest them kind of at your belly, at your side. And so here with this banana pose, we're kind of taking this sideways motion in the spine. Notice if this shape opens and expands that left side body as you breathe. As you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in, maybe lowering those arms for a moment, bringing those legs back to center. Kind of center that body again. Maybe just taking a moment here. Stretch those arms up overhead, maybe grabbing onto those elbows here and shifting that upper body over towards the left. Again, keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. Then bring the left leg over and the right leg over, maybe crossing one leg over, keeping those hips and those sit bones on the mat as much as possible. Allow your breath to really expand through that side body as you breathe in. Maybe simply notice if one side feels different than the other. That's totally okay, as our bodies are asymmetrical. Simply notice. We'll be here for just a couple more minutes. As you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in, gently shifting your body back to center. And maybe as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. We're going to come into our supine twist for about 2 minutes on each side. And so as you're ready, dropping your knees gently over to the right side. Feel free, if you have a yoga block or a cushion or pillow, to put that in between the legs if that feels good to you for your back today. Keep your shoulder blades nestled on the mat there. Maybe just gazing up towards the ceiling, or turn your gaze out towards the opposite side. Resting here for the next 2 minutes. as you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in, gently engaging your core to bring yourself back up through center. Gently lower your legs over to the left side. Maybe gazing out over your right shoulder. As you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, coming back to center, maybe hugging those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth from side to side. Just taking a moment here to really settle in. Really just let yourself feel the effects of the practice. And as you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. Your final resting pose here. We'll be here for about 4 minutes. So as you're ready, maybe extend the legs long. Settling in, maybe taking a moment to grab any props you would like, any blankets, pillows, eye pillows, anything to make yourself just a little bit more comfortable. And feel free to take Shavasana in any pose that resonates with you if laying on your back is not comfortable. Breathe deeply, simply noticing the breath. If your mind begins to wander, know you can always bring it back to the breath, flowing in and out through the nose gently. are welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. However, if you would like to bring your practice to a close today, feel free to begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, maybe fluttering open the eyes if they were closed. Maybe gently rolling over to your right or left side in the fetal position, taking a nice deep breath in, let it go. Gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. We will close together with one breath together, bringing your hands together in Anjali Mudra prayer pose, resting at the heart. Acknowledging yourself for coming to your mat today and taking this time to practice. The light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in you. Thank you for practicing with me.